after the game too.
Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before. Imagine tuning in to real-time discussions, expert analyses, and fan interactions all at your fingertips. Each platform offers a unique experience, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. We're not just sharing stories, we're creating a community of passionate sports enthusiasts. Join us as we dive deep into the evolution of podcasting, where every episode is a chance to engage, debate, and celebrate the world of sports. This is where your voice matters and the game never stops. Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before, where sports passion meets podcasting brilliance. I'm Mike, the Bear fan, and alongside Bill, the Packer fan, and our buddy Ken Catalone, we're bringing you an incredible lineup of 38 diverse podcasters. Each one brings their unique flavor to the table, covering everything from game analysis to behind-the-scenes stories. Imagine diving deep into the minds of experts who live and breathe football, sharing insights that you won't find anywhere else.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Ken and Rob in the morning. And we've got Isaac and Bistrilla with us. How you guys doing today?
Well, I'm doing awesome.
Hey, when did Mike?
Friday for him. He's happy.
Hey, before we get into it, when did Mike the Bear fan give a call to Matt LaFleur to do the intro? That sounds like LaFleur's voice.
Man.
Oh yeah, we got quite a few lead changes that happened in this game. It looks like a playoff preview type of game.
Yeah,
It was a good game, man. Like I turned on the radio and a lot of the sports shows today, and every one of them are saying this is one of the best games. So maybe game of the year type of thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Smoking JB was texting me during the game, right? And this is in the first half. And he was like, he said, they might get 30 points. And he goes, I just like I said, he was being sarcastic, but sometimes you can't tell with JB. But anyway, so I said, I told you, defense, they can't stop the offense, and we can't stop their offense. It's going to be a high-scoring game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Throw the defenses out because they both suck.
And Josh Jacobs did a pretty good job. He only got 66 yards, which was an improvement to the run game. But he did get 3 touchdowns, and you guys did really good in the red zone.
Bro, he should have had a 4th one. Should have had a 4th.
That freaking Watson pass interference one pissed me off.
Yeah.
And like I said, we can't have touchdowns called back on penalties, and look what cost us.
Yeah. Sure.
Then he fumbled the ball.
Yes, there were missed calls in the game and all that, but whatever. We still had the opportunity to win, and we didn't capitalize.
I told you it was going to be a worse person that had the ball. So this could have been easily the opposite way.
We still have a soft middle. We play prevent shit. I mean, that's the whole thing. The whole game, the middle was open, man. As soon as they wanted it, they took it.
Dude, on
Every
3rd and 4th
time, bro. Every time.
Halfley with this 3rd and 4th down, not blitzing at all, is really starting to piss me off. When he's blitzing, hey, we're either getting there or at least getting pressure. Without it, you got all week to throw.
What's up, Joseph? Yeah.
One thing we couldn't defend was the RB screens. You know what I mean? The RB screens were killing us all night.
Bro, they rolled out a couple that were just – I'm like, look at that, man. They, got 10 yards before anybody even touched the guy. The blockers just cleared the way for – I mean, that's how a screen's supposed to go, bro. And that first touchdown where Montgomery rolled in the end zone, holy fuck, he could have drove a tank behind that. I mean, I don't know what we were doing that first half, especially the first quarter. I don't even know.
Well, you guys really did an absolutely good job against the Lions' run offense.
Oh yeah,
it was like that 1 4th down we didn't make. I mean, I was kind of disappointed in the play calling when those 4th downs happened, because you should be running straight up the middle. You got Ragnow right there. Ragnow's a freaking bull. Run behind him. Don't try to stretch it out one way, and then you didn't go to Penay's side. You went to the weak side of the offense.
And they pitched it back 5 yards, which I was like, why are they pitching it? They got to go forward. They're going backwards with the fucking –
Yeah.
I mean, you give the ball 5 yards back, and then you expect – I don't know, man. That was –
and then sometimes he calls some of them weird-ass offensive plays for foot. I'm like, dude, just go. Your job is to go forward and get the first down.
And it's sometimes like credit the brilliance of like Ben Johnson on his calls. Like sometimes we're tackling the wrong guy. Like Inek Mari went to go tackle Jared Goff instead of Gibbs, and Gibbs got like 15 yards out of it.
Like, dude, don't go for the quarterback on those handoff exchanges. Go for the point of the exchange so you can actually create a fumble. Not just, I'm going to get a sack on the quarterback.
And to credit Gibbs is fast as fuck, you know what I mean? But still, like, you gotta read the play, you know?
Mm-hmm. I mean, they had there was like both sides had really several close plays. Like they had we had Jordan Love in the backfield, and I forgot what linebacker was. He just whiffed. It was Smith, I think. Zadarius Smith whiffed on the tackle behind it, and he just stepped up. That's all he had to do, and nobody tackled. I said, "Dude, you got to make the tackle." You know, he had a sack.
Both teams have young guys that are fucking fast as hell. So you know what I mean.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys on the defense of our defense that were just like standing there with a deer in the headlights because they just got on a team and they were like, "What the hell? What play is this? I don't know. Just defend."
How about Zadarius Smith opening up with a fucking sack on Jordan Love?
Right.
Very first fucking play, he sacks Jordan Love. I'm like, son of a bitch, of all the people.
And did you see after the sack, he did every single celebration. He did the crawl.
He crawled. He did his crawl. When I saw the crawl, I'm like, no fucking way that was Zadarius. It sure the fuck was, man. I was like, motherfucker. First fucking sack. Boom, it's him.
And I was like, I couldn't believe that it was Zach Tom that gave up that sack.
Yeah,
he fucking
checking inside.
Him, bro.
He's checking inside to cover up for Sean Ryan. Then he looks to the right, and it's oh shit! I just let him go.
Look, hey Jim, I appreciate your take, but you didn't spot us anything, so stop that shit, man. Please stop, man. Just stop.
Yeah. Nobody spotted anybody's shit.
Yeah, nobody spotted nothing. That was a fucking slugfest right there last night.
Yeah.
Could have easily went the other direction.
All said, yeah, either way. I told you it's going to come down to a kick in the end.
Yep, that's what it came down to. 100%. Well, it came down to him going for it on fourth down. If you want my opinion.
Or it came down to whoever has the ball last.
Well, I mean, they probably still could have kicked the game. He was thinking about the time left on the clock. He already knows.
No, he didn't want because Jordan Love already threw a 59-yard bomb down the field. He wasn't risking that again. No fucking way, bro.
Not against that fucking patchwork defense. I was like, damn. I said he did what he had to do, and I think that's that was I see a lot of.
Look, I'm going to say this, and maybe it's not a popular opinion. I love Matt LaFleur, but I wish we had Dan Campbell sometimes, man. The way he talks to his players, bro, the way he speaks to them, I kind of like it. We got Mr. Smiley. Everything's good because we're smiling. But I love LaFleur. He's got a good mind, but sometimes, man, that toughness that Dan Campbell brings, bro, I just, I kind of like it, man. I like it.
Yeah. Yep. I told you this. I keep trying to tell people this team is built different. I mean, you got to look at it. With all the injuries that the Lions had on defense, they could have easily just got their ass kicked. You know what I'm saying? And they played good enough to win the game. They held, Green Bay as much as they possibly could. I mean, there was a whole half. They didn't give up but the 7 points. Mm-hmm. So
credit
they did play flat in the second half.
Yeah. AG Sherman called a hell of a game plan with having those new guys in. Blitzing as much as he did and with how many guys was the freaking answer for it because we could not stop all that freaking pressure. Mm-hmm. I mean, we did overthrow back Tucker in there on obvious passing once to kind of give Love a half a second, and that helped a lot. But,
Did he call Brian Flores before the game or what?
Yeah, it was a very good, entertaining game. There was time like that, the interception by Goff. I was like, "You dummy!" What? As soon as he threw, I said, "Don't throw the
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I agree, Jason. I promise they don't want to see us again. I agree, 100%. We're gonna see each other a third time. I feel it. It's coming.
And Watson with that fumble though. That was a big.
Oh, that killed me. That killed me. That was a killer.
You know what?
I
Hey,
understand
credit
that
call
was
to
trying to
Davis.
do too much.
Credit call to Davis on that play because if you watch, he perfectly timed.
Yeah,
that
he
where
perfectly
slapped
timed
his
it.
arms.
No, that was perfect. His hand was in the air and he got it. He caught it just at the right
just
spot.
the perfect timing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it was.
But then
Because look, he made up for it later, man. That bomb where he hit him in stride. I mean, fuck, bro. That's how it's supposed to go down right there. That was a thing of beauty.
And another guy that did very well for you too was Wicks. Wicks.
Wicks.
He didn't drop one, and that was
every time he was catching the ball, I was thinking about Ken. He was like, "Yeah,
old hands of stone.
Don't drop the ball.
Bro, that one, he snatched it out of the air with just his hands. He pulled it down holy fuck. That was, how do you make catches like that and then drop the shit that hits you right in the hands while you're in the end zone?
Right.
How the fuck do you do that?
Yeah, I don't get that shit.
Yeah, it was
catches and
it was definitely not about the number one receivers yesterday. That's for sure. I mean, Amon did pretty well, but he didn't, he made a couple effective catches. But other than that, he didn't do anything. And then Jalen Reed, man, wow. I was like, when I saw that stat line at the end, I said, he didn't catch nothing? He didn't get nothing? Damn.
Brown killed us at the end, though. You know what I mean? He was the guy getting the ball at the end. And,
we kept him shut down for most of the game till the fourth quarter. And they'll just soft middle every time the play was there. The soft middle was open every fucking time.
And that's what good wide receivers do. They show up what you need them the most,
Bet you didn't think that Tim Patrick was going to go off like that.
I'm like, who's
he's been close. He's been close every game to get a touchdown. Either it's been a penalty or he done dropped it or it was an overthrow. And it's like, this guy's going to get a touchdown. So he gets two of them.
Oh, yeah. And of course, he finally gets him when he's going against us. He couldn't have waited one more week.
Bro, that just tells you how well we played them. They couldn't get it to their regulars. I mean, they had to go to the third guy to get it off.
And he sure stepped right the hell up. I will not take
That's a good question, Fred. We don't know. He's in
the we know he wasn't going to show up out of here.
I'm not gonna say anything about it. I'm just gonna. You all heard him talking yesterday.
So, what did you think about the game last night, Joe?
Oh, it was a good one, man. I thought that was a ballsy call by Dan Campbell to go for it on 4th and inches to run out the clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when Goff fell forward, like that was a ballsy call, dude. Because my first thought, yeah, but in that situation, I didn't think he would. I thought he'd just kick the field goal, but he was smart. He's like, I'm not leaving Jordan Love no time whatsoever, and that was a really crafty move.
Oh yeah, that's why I was hoping he was going to kick that field goal because it's okay. Let's have some of that Packer magic come back. It honestly kind of reminded me of a playoff game in the Aaron Rodgers era. We're just watching the team hold the ball last and score the last points. Oh yeah, here we go.
When I knew it was over when we gave him. Well, it wasn't over, but it was against us at 3 minutes. We gave him the ball back with 3 minutes to go. I was like, "There's too much time on there." And they moved down the field. Already were in field goal range in 2 plays. I was like, holy fuck.
Oh, it was over when, they had a penalty call on them, right? That backed them up. And then St. Brown gets a wide open catch, like to the 30. I was like, oh, this game's done.
Yeah, bro. I was like, the middle, that soft middle, that zone shit, prevent, whatever you want to call it. I fucking hated it.
Hey, Brian Branch put a lick on Josh Jacobs too, dude.
Yeah. He even surprised Jacobs with it because Jacobs was just thinking, oh, I'll just ball right over him like I do everybody else. And you kind of see,
bro, he clotheslined him.
Like, oh, okay.
He fucking clotheslined him. He left his feet and pushed him over, man. Just like clotheslined him and knocked him over. I was like, oh snap!
Yeah, he didn't even see him.
Bro, the Tucker Craft hit when he fucking, I mean, those guys knocked him on his ass and then he just fucking whoop popped right back up. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I heard from Lions fans at the game. They're like, man, that kip up when he did it, Kraft, when he got up, he's like, even Lions fans were impressed by it.
Yeah, dude, he took a shot, bro. He was like in air. They popped him straight to the ground, and it's like he just like was a ball and bounced right back up. I'm like, yeah,
that was dope.
That's how you show them you can take their hit. I'm like, man, is he
not
going to
see little things that were going on in the game,
but he wasn't.
Yeah, I want to see
going on in the game that were pretty hilarious. Like in the beginning of the game, I think it was like on the first drive that Green Bay had Kirby and him were going at it. Kirby and Kraft were going at it on the side. You could just see it outside the picture of the TV, but they were just pushing on each other, and Kirby was talking shit to him. I say, first of all, okay. I appreciate the trash talking. This is the reason why I said you don't see Lions doing this. They might wear like Green Bay sucks sweatshirts or something like that, but they're never going to go out there and say anything out of hand because that's bulletin board material, and Dan's not going to allow that anyway. But at the same time, if you're going to come back out there and say some stuff, Kraft is sometimes he got the touchdown, okay, but dude, shut up. Just shut up and just play the game.
I'm still gonna say I loved that from Kraft. I like seeing the guys a little more animated because, as you see, we don't get that from our coach. We got to get it from the players.
Right. Kraft's a gamer, dude. I like him. He's got that eccentric personality. You know what I mean?
I'll be right back.
Yep.
Yeah. There was some horrible wrestling last night.
It's nice that you admit that you got away with some questionable ones, but I'm not even going to bring up the penalties because to me that's taken away from the guys' win that you had. You beat us on the field. What I will say though is I've seen posts by Packers fans bitching about Goff's knee being on the ground there with that handoff. And they are horribly misinformed because it's only if it's an intentional knee that he's out. It was not touched. It was a clean play.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick probably lost about $500 on that game.
Oh, he lost more than that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I think he bet a guy like $5,000.
Oh
no!
Oh
yeah!
No!
Oh, that's rough.
Damn! If Nick don't pay, he's gonna end up in the trunk of a car somewhere, dude.
Hey, the question is, did he play the spread because he won? He covered the spread. They only lost by 3. It was 3.5. So if they played the spread, he covered.
I was seeing from what I was seeing, he was betting straight up.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it was straight up.
Wow. If he would have played the spread, he had the spread, bro. It's 3.5. That half point is killer for Vegas. It was killer, man. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Damn. Yeah, I like I said, yeah. I don't even know why people would even think about going for the spread on that. If it's 3 points, if it's 2.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they didn't put 2.5.
The other way it might have been, but yeah, he did say straight up. I understand.
Dude.
I know how he is.
$5,000, dude.
Yeah.
He's lucky he just got a vasectomy because otherwise his wife would be giving him another one.
She still might.
Yeah, that don't mean she still can't crush his nuts, bro.
Yeah, dude, or cut him off. That's a little slip of the razor.
Put him in a jar and shake him every time he fucking thinks about something.
Dude.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ching.
If he really
bet
$5,000,
set on her face,
hurts him every time he shakes him.
that
if he really bet 5K,
comes up on Nick's profile, she's gonna get that alert. Hey, what do you think you're doing?
If you really bet 5K, that's fucking nuts, dude. Man. It reminds me of that Simpsons episode where Homer was having Lisa help him with bets, and then like he's at the bar, and then that dude's like, "What do you got on the game, buddy?" He's like, "My daughter." He's like, "What a gambler!" Remember, because Lisa was like, "If Buffalo wins, then I'm not your daughter anymore," or some shit. Oh, dude. Damn. 5K. What are you thinking, dude?
Man.
I bet
put that in the kids' college fund, man.
Right.
Hey, that's not bad. The over-under was 53.5.
Really?
Yeah.
They covered that, though. They did.
Yeah, 30. Yeah.
Yeah,
50, 55.
Yeah.
65. Yeah.
65.
Anyway,
at this point, I just hope
off, fellas. Go back, go.
Yep,
Go back, go, bro. Thanks for showing. Thanks for coming, Isaac.
All right, Isaac. Have a good one.
Take care, everybody.
At this point, I just hope he can pay it so nobody's showing up at his house to break his kneecaps, dude. Like 5K is nothing to. That's nothing, dude.
Suddenly,
Nick's
account goes blank. Nick's account
people
goes
have
blank.
been killed for less, dude. Let's put it that way.
Yo.
You know, people have had legs broken for less.
I was gonna say, so if Nick disappears, we're gonna know why.
Yeah. The Utah Mafia. You sleeping
Mormons unite.
Well,
the Mormon Mafia.
A lot of guns out
Mormon
there.
Mafia.
The Mormon Mafia. Damn.
Dude showing up with 15 different wives armed with assault rifles.
Gonna be sleeping with the fishes in the salt lake.
Sleeping with the fish.
Mm-hmm. You'd be floating on top of the fishes in the Salt Lake.
Eric, that fumble was a big one, but I'm gonna say the biggest moment was his pass interference call that got the touchdown called back. I think that's what cost us the game.
The big play, that knocked
Joseph on his head,
yeah. Because that was a touchdown. That was Jacob's fourth touchdown. That was a receiving touchdown. And that forces you guys to have to go for the touchdown instead of just the 3.
Yep.
But I don't know that we could have stopped you. I don't know if we could have stopped you or not. That's the thing.
Well,
I'm sure if it was 4th and 1 and on the goal line, he would have went for it.
So. Well, yeah, if it was a 7-point game, he definitely would have went for it.
For sure. Well, if we would have got the touchdown, we would have had the 4-point lead. We would force you to have to get the touchdown.
Right, exactly.
That was the key to that. That's why that should have worked, but it didn't. That's where the penalty
for the good game that he had. He did have a couple of bad penalties in that fumble. But I mean, he played. I mean, Josh Jacobs, I thought he did a very good job. You guys did a really good job in the red zone. That's where we fucking pride ourselves on defense. But our defense played flat in the second half.
We played surprisingly well in the red zone last night. It was very encouraging to see that.
Yeah, we our defense just kind of fell flat in the second half. It's like it's beginning to be like that every game. It's like we get out to a big lead in the second half. The defense kind of like,
It's the grind of the season, man. It's the grind. And then you get in these divisional games at the end. They got all these divisional games at the end of the season when it's a big-time grind. It's fucking tough. Everybody's dealing with injuries. We are, you are. I mean,
so some of your Packer fans, obviously, you don't represent the majority of them because you know your stuff and, within reason. There's like talk about the golf when he went on his knee, he was down.
Yeah.
Hey, down to St. College.
Besides
that,
going up, JB.
He handed it off almost simultaneously as he was falling. So to me, I mean, he wasn't touched by no one else. There wasn't no chance. I mean, if he was touched by someone while he was down, okay, that's the rule. You're down.
Right.
But he was never touched. He handed it off, and it was clean.
Glasgow, he tripped over Glasgow's foot. That's what happened.
He got or stepped on or however.
I saw him fall, and I'm like, holy shit, they're gonna fumble the exchange, and it goes off perfect. I'm like, yep, there goes the game.
It was perfect.
Ken, Orlando's calling you out. He said, "Do we get a meow on air? You owe it."
I never said I'd give you a meow on air.
The bet was not a meow, boys.
No, I know. I'm just saying Orlando's calling it out.
But I do know what the bet was.
Yeah. You're gonna get it back round Wednesday with the truffle shuffle.
The truffle shuffle. I was gonna say I heard about the truffle shuffle.
And I'm gonna put it out here now. I am officially done with bets because every one of our losses is a game I bet on, and they were the only one.
The stripper music is gonna be going.
Yeah.
Damn it!
I got a new song I rewrote for you. Every day I'm truffling.
Oh God.
But I want to say to all those fans that sit there and whined and bitched all night on Facebook. I just went and while my computer was updating and read through it, and I gotta say, I'm impressed with you. Most of your Green Bay fan base that's on the Huddle Up Sports Network.
Mm-hmm.
Because what were we told when we lost over bad ref calls or missed ref calls all these years? The years we got swept over and over and over. Quit your fucking crying and take your L.
Mm-hmm.
It was settled on the field.
Yep.
No,
I don't want to hear it because what we used to hear was good teams kick calls or no calls like that. And this is the realization for the Packer fans that are casual, that haven't been here that long and were bandwagon fans and don't understand that part of it. And I'm even going to throw Bill the Packer fan in there because he cried about it too. Oh, that means the Lions are a good team now. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. You guys look like a real
That's
deal.
That's all I got to say. I'm not trying to gloat. I'm not trying to be an asshole. But I heard it for decades.
I'd be gloating if you shut up, man.
I heard it for fucking decades. So now I'm going to give it back.
Yeah, you go. Hey,
talk your shit, JB. Talk your shit.
I was going to say, you won. You get to take your victory lap.
If the Raiders were 12-1 and I was on
69 days since the Packer fans beat the Lions.
If the Raiders were 12-1 and I was on a panel full of Kansas City fans, I'd be telling them to lick my balls.
I know that's right. Hey, I'm telling you something right now. If I'm being reserved because you guys are great fans of Green Bay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if this was on one of our Facebook pages, dude, I'd already done called people dummy, stupid, idiots because they just doing dumb, stupid. They're saying dumb, stupid stuff. You know.
Bro, I've
thank
already
you, Jason Bosco, for what you said there. We lost fair and square. You want to know what? In the tail of the tape, here's the crazy thing. In the past, when the Lions would lose a game where we had bad calls or no calls, you know what the disparity was in penalties in those games? The Lions would have like 20 penalties, and there would be 4 on the Packers.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Look, I wish the refs would call a clean game so we could fucking have it. I mean, I still think the outcome would have been the same. You guys would have beat us. I mean, where you guys beat us on the field is where we lost. That's it. Yep. I'm not going to hide on those. I mean,
it was the trenches.
One play where I mean, so what? Maybe you get it on the next play. It's none of it matters now. It was a good.
You guys had 7 penalties. Orlando, dude. You guys had 7 penalties for 59 yards. We had 7 penalties for 50. Where's the disparity?
Shout out Orlando.
I don't understand.
Shout out Orlando. He said, "Sorry, we don't know how to act. We literally never been here before."
Amen.
Hey, props for the honesty, dude.
Respect on acknowledging it. You know what I mean? Respect on acknowledging it. And look, I want you guys. Look, man. I'm always like Joe. Even brought it up earlier. Wouldn't it be nice to see, something where it's just two unknowns that never been playing for the Super Bowl? I mean, it could be the Bills and you guys. I mean, how cool would that be?
That would be cool.
Yeah, it would be cool to see the Bills because what is that? What does that mean?
Oh,
I might lose our 5th one.
Hold on.
No, it's an acronym.
There's an acronym that is famous in Western New York of what Bill stands for. It stands for Boy, I Love Losing Super Bowls.
Damn.
0-5, and the Lions would become 1-0 in their first one if that happened. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, I'd rather you guys face Kansas City because at that point, I could root for you to win the Super Bowl.
I know.
I'm going to tell you, if you're facing Buffalo, I'm rooting for Buffalo. They are my number 2 team, even though I give them shit.
Did you guys go over the tail of the tape? Just the team stats, not individuals?
No.
Because I have them right here.
You do?
Total yards. 298 for Green Bay, 391. Jordan Love threw a total of 208 yards. When you take away the 1 sack, it's 199. Goff threw for a lot, and the only thing he had was the loss when he tried to go for it when he got tackled the one time. It was a running play. It wasn't even a passing play, so that took away 3 of his passing yards. 99 rushing yards, 111 for Detroit. Good job. You guys had the most yards per play of almost any team that played us in 6.6. We had 5.1. But here's the crazy thing. When people are talking shit about penalties, there's no disparity here. 7 were called on Green Bay. 7 were called on Detroit. The biggest disparity was first down. You guys were 1 of 5 on third down with only 17 first downs. We were 27 first downs and 7 of 15. And we were 4 of fucking 5 on fourth down. How the fuck does that happen?
Dan, a man.
You had good fourth down plays and took advantage of the nonsense that Hafley was calling on those fourth downs. Because once it got to third and fourth down, he stopped blitzing and going to that stupid zone shit.
See, and somebody asked me, is this Packer game important to the Lions? And I said, 100%. Because right now, if we lose one game and end up tied with Philly, we still have the strength of victory confidence over them. So winning against the Packers and then having to face a juggernaut like the Bills, that's huge, because we can lose that game and still be the 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Joseph Austin. Who told you that awesome. Dorn wears socks?
He's out.
He doesn't wear them on his feet.
He's out hunting by sound, but he's in a soundproof room, and the only sound he hears is himself, and he's confused.
Yeah, Dorn don't wear socks, dude.
You guys didn't let him have 100, but he got 3 touchdowns on you.
Hey, I'm
Dorn
not going to take it away
from more of a
guys.
moccasins kind of guy.
He had 4, but that damn penalty on fucking should have been 4.
Yep.
Maybe he's a Mike Hollis type of dude.
Yep.
Or Hollins type of dude.
The swing part of the game was the Watson fumble.
Yep.
That was a swing part of the game. And I'm not saying it was the reason.
Yeah.
Let me finish. That was a swing part of the game is what I was saying, because that happened in the first half, and that took the air out of the Packers in the first half. They were demoralized. We saw Jordan Love have his worst half of football, 3 of 7 for 31 yards. And
oh yeah,
there we go. Crying about the penalties right there.
Yeah, holy
real
cow.
rules and real consequences. There we go. You know what? I'm not even trying to go.
Mm-hmm. Hey.
It is what it is, bro.
Yep.
You can't. Everybody's
Scott,
not going to see it that same
hold up,
way.
dude.
Scott,
This is not college. Stop.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if his knee was down. Then it only counts as a down if it's an intentional knee.
Basically, it counts if they're in the victory formation, and that's it.
It's amazing that that kind of call right there, that whole play right there, gets blown up for this game when this happens at least once every week.
Bro, he was literally handing it as he fell. I don't understand.
Right. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen to Josh Allen one time. His tackle stepped on his leg, and he did the same damn thing and handed it off.
Nobody
to James
whined
Cook.
about that game.
Nobody whined about that.
So thank you, Philip Kerrigan, for being a good one.
Oh yeah, Philip's cool.
So I'm going to say this one more time. It was a great game. This is one of the best Thursday night football games we've seen ever in Amazon Prime history.
Oh, absolutely.
We've never 60-plus points scored in any of their games.
Now all I can say is hopefully we meet in the playoffs so we get a chance to get that third victory against you.
Yeah, because I said that was the one thing I said if we lost.
Ridiculous.
Yep.
Oh, look, and now go back, go. That has to be Bill.
They had all the fucking warm life, man. You were with them all day yesterday.
At least he said that he was joking.
Yeah, I know. I said it has to be Bill.
You talked about them putting the wrong bulbs in.
Orlando, I'm not even going to go there, but you know what?
Yes, I told you that at the end of the day yesterday. Said
All right.
You might have to mute him.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do right now.
All
A
right.
little bit animated.
The fun of being the boss.
Yes. I know. It's fun.
Can you move
Oh.
on?
No,
Already
he
done,
said we
Fred.
just did. Well,
So,
we at least know we got at least two juggernauts in the NFC North that are going to be contending in the playoffs, and we might get one out of the Vikings too.
you have to call the Vikings one, too, if you call the Packers one.
But,
They have a better record.
Yeah,
And they
Unfortunately,
beat
I'm
you
not
guys
even
too.
fucking
And they
shit.
beat you guys too.
and they beat you in your house, too.
mm-hmm. Oh
So,
yeah. It's just because I don't trust Sam Darnold because we see the up and down of him.
I mean, who does?
Moonscar, damn, now look what you did, Packer fans did. You pissed off Rob. I remember screaming at the TV when Brett Favre threw the football with both knees on the ground. A quarterback is not down in a regular play unless he's touched.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
They could fall to the ground, and if they get back up
Or
and
unless
make
he
a
takes
play,
unless he takes an intentional knee.
and the Vikings' remaining schedule is pretty weak. Their toughest game is the Packers and us. They have 3 weak opponents to play.
Actually, Green Bay's is pretty weak too.
I know.
I mean, they're gonna play
Now
Seattle.
that they got,
Seattle's
now that they
beatable.
got through this game, Seattle is way too. They're more inconsistent than a guy who just ate
Right.
Taco Bell.
If Rob was my boss, I would have tipped over his coffee and walked out. Oh.
Oh yeah, and I agree. I wish
Seattle,
they did
there
do
ain't
it.
nothing.
We've been asking for years for them to make the refs full-time employees, and then have them sign an NDA with all sorts of disclosure into their offshore and regular accounts, so they can be held accountable and Vegas can't get involved.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm all for that.
We've been asking for this for decades as Lions fans. How many playoff games have we seen one call cost us a game? I'll give you.
I would go even further than that. I would say not only do they have to disclose their offshore and investments and stuff like that, but I would have I would make them full time and have them fined for bad calls.
Yeah.
Like if it gets reviewed,
held accountable.
Like if a player gets fined 15,000, refs don't make player money, but they should still get fined 5 or 10, for a bad call. Like,
well, the refs are making $250,000 a year, so it's not like they can't afford.
But that's what I'm saying. But when you break down $250,000 a year, what is that? It's like, it's like 15,000 a game. So if you make a bad call, you just went from 15,000 to 5,000 for a game,
or 10,000 or whatever. Yeah, they make it a
it's half your paycheck.
I would make it so that they have that measurement like the NBA has, because the NBA, you literally do not get to be the head ref of the NBA games unless you're more than 85% accurate. And then you also get a lower pay scale if you're moved from being a head ref. So to keep your job, the calls have, and this is for the entire crew. This is just for the head ref alone. All the calls in the game have to be 85% or better.
Also, I think there should be some.
And Brent, you're right. The reason why they aren't going to make refs accountable because you know why? It's an entertainment league. A, B. It's also people bet on these teams.
Phillip,
so that way the refs can, they can call down there and say you could throw this game or throw that game or whatever and not be accountable for it because really if you've had the commissioner coming out and say, "Oh, I think the refs are doing an awesome job," you, sir, are part of the problem.
Yeah, but Philip, Rob's the one from Texas. I'm from upstate New York.
So, I live right here in Michigan, just like the Strilla de Thrilla. We're 100%
another thing that kind of makes
me
mad is certain refs are allowed to referee certain teams when they have an obvious bias against them. Like, for example, Jerome Boger in the Raiders. Like, I've watched Raider games my whole life, and every single game that I've ever watched Jerome Boger be the head ref of the Raider game, the Raiders have 10-12 to the other teams too. Like, it's just completely obvious that he's got a hard-on for the Raiders, and he's screwed us in quite a few games, but mainly that playoff game against Cincinnati 2 years ago.
And just like that guy that's the referee for Kansas City games.
Oh, yeah,
Hey, that dude. Here's for all of our Lions fans. There's a new product hitting the shelves here come Monday. Coach Campbell's shredded cheese heads, fresh from Green Bay.
Put them on some kneecaps.
That's to go with the kneecap suit.
Like, I think they should look into refs' tendencies with certain teams, and if it shows, like, you know, that there's a certain ref, like, compare, like, how refs ref certain teams, you know, like, it would be easy to do. You just, like, look at their stats and then compare to other refs who ref that team, and, like, you know, if there's a huge discrepancy there, then, hey, okay, you're no longer allowed to ref this team. Like, you know.
Oh, yeah, because some of these refs would be like me reffing a Green Bay game. There ain't no way in hell a fair call's going on.
Right. But yeah, like I said, the whole referee situation is not going to change as long as there's gambling involved, and you know, it's going to be that way. It's an entertainment industry. Well, under their corporate market, they're an entertainment industry, and that's what the WWF comes to mind when you see.
I gotta answer Harpazzo here. Does it come in blue cheese? No, because it's shredded cheese heads. That's just Wisconsin mild cheddar because it couldn't be sharp.
Damn.
It's cold over here in Cali right now too.
Oh, I'll tell you what, it was cold last night, but as I was reading those posts after the game, and I'm out there smoking my cigarette before I went to bed, and then I go in and I turn it to the NFL, and lo and behold, the replay was on, so I stayed up till 4 a.m. watching it.
No,
but anyway, but it was so cold that the heat coming off of me as I was getting mad, getting ready to reply, but I said, no, I'd rather do it live on the air because it's a better response than overreacting on social media. Because if you say the wrong thing on social media, what happens? Facebook community standards says you're grounded.
Yeah, that's why half the time, if not more, I don't even talk shit in most of these groups. I'll talk it on the lives here, where you know, where we can actually talk without being censored. But the Facebook stuff, they ruined it with that.
Oh, wait. When's the last time the Lions swept the Packers? It was 2022.
No, the last time the Lions swept the Packers was 2024. So.
Oh, yeah. I thought he's talking about before this. It was 2022.
I don't care about history, man. I don't just see. This is what I love Green Bay fans, but some of them they can't refuse. They just refuse to make Detroit or recognize Detroit as a good team. They want to go back. Oh, we won a Super Bowl in 2004. So what?
Do you know why the replays don't show a lot of those questionable calls that don't get called and stuff like that by the sports networks? Because they don't like to accentuate the refs' mistakes. That's a fan's job to do. And your best bet to do when you see them is to pause your screen. Rewind it to where it's at. Take a screenshot and send it directly to thecommish@nfl.com.
Hey, JB, I got to say, though, that must be a new thing that they don't want to accentuate the refs' mistakes, because I seem to recall when Gene Steratore pulled out a fucking index card on the Raiders, they showed replay after replay of that.
Oh, I know, but there's certain things they do that is stupid.
No, I know what you're saying. I just wanted to throw it in there, like, because it was the Raiders. They not only showed it once, but then they're like, hey, let's watch the replay of the ref fucking the Raiders over and over and over again, just so that we can stick it to those Raider fans a little more, dude.
Yeah, go Pack, go. The last time we swept you was in this run when we're 8-2 in 10 games against you. Oh, that has to hurt.
Hey, the only one that matters is coming up in a few weeks.
You know what? No, regular season matters if you're going for first seed, and that's exactly what Dan Campbell's been
I'm talking about the playoffs, like when everything's on the
playoffs.
line.
We know the playoffs. We got there last year, made the NFC Championship game, and because of how we lost the NFC Championship game is why we are playing the game like we do now. We don't quit. We go to the final buzzer. That's the difference you're seeing in this team to last year's team. Last year's team, we lost to a couple bad teams. Mm-hmm. We lost to a couple of good teams. We didn't even show up. We didn't make it a game. Every year, it's either been a game or a blowout. Every week this year. Mm-hmm. That's the difference between this team this year and last year. No, it doesn't hurt. Because guess what? There are 4 trophies in our fucking case. You bunch of nitwits.
And then on top of that, it doesn't make a difference. There's no pleasing some of these wacky ass Green Bay fans. Okay, again, present company not included. If we win a Super Bowl, they're going to say, "Well, we got 4 of them."
Okay, you will hear that, but I gotta at least hope that a lot of Packer fans that once you have the one Super Bowl will be okay. You're legitimate. At least you've got one. Granted, we have more, but you got one.
Well, the only thing that I say that Green Bay fans would have to legitimize us about is we beat you in that year and won one. Mm-hmm. And we've done it in multiple seasons in this coaching regime and ownership time. So if we've done this and won the division and we go on and win it again and win the Super Bowl, you have to admit that in this current millennium, we're one of the best teams in this millennium.
I won't say in the millennium, but in the last.
I mean, in the decade. In the decade, I'm talking about.
Yeah. I'll give you at least the last 3 years. You guys have been a real team. Even when you had your 3-win season there under Dan Campbell,
we went 1-1.
It was starting to give you that shift.
Mm-hmm. So since the start of this decade, which technically is 2021.
Okay. I get you. When I hear decade, I think
and we're even throwing out. We're throwing out the 3 and 14 season anyway. Because
no, I'm not throwing it out because it's part of this history. Mm-hmm. We went 1-1 against them that year, and I believe it was our first win against you in your house in Week 18 when you guys were the number 1 seed and Aaron Rodgers was an MVP and. We were told, well, our O-line is way better than your D-line. You guys won't touch Rodgers. By the end of the first quarter, he was hit 12 times, and they were like, hey, Jordan, get in there.
On a different tip on that game, though, wasn't that like Green Bay already had a division sewed up, so he played like half of the game, and in the other half they didn't play?
He didn't even play a half, though. He only made it a quarter because we were getting to him so much, and they were like, God, we can't let him die before the playoffs.
Yep.
The Minnesota game was the one that impressed me the most in that season.
Oh, I understand when he came in late because the sack was almost happening and he threw the ball away. That was missed. And the Packers did play a hard-fought game. It's a great game to watch. This was one great game to watch, guys.
I mean, if you want to see the disparity in how the referees were calling the game, there was one penalty when somebody got called for hands to the face, and it was a Lions player. And in the same frame that they showed the picture of him having hands to his face, there was a Packer guy practically mugging a Lion guy right behind him.
No, it was him. It was him before it happened because that tackle literally, it was Zadarius Smith because they called it on Zadarius Smith. He grabbed Zadarius Smith's face mask to start the play in the replay.
No, I'm not talking about that. There was a guy behind, two separate people that were two separate players that were behind him. Yeah, there was 2 plays that could have been offsetting if you really wanted to call it, because the guy had his paw all up in the face of the Lions player, right in the same frame that they were showing the guy, the Lions guy with the hand. I was like, okay.
Those refs were missing shit right in front of their face all game, and even for both teams. Just like Igne Bari when he jumped on that pile after the whistle. I was surprised that wasn't called.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that I want to say is, they called the one that gave you guys a first down and you scored on the next play close to the red zone. And it was holding on Terry and Arnold. It was a defensive holding. Remember, he grabbed the jersey.
Oh, you're talking about the one where he grabbed the hip and turned him?
Yeah. And because he had a hold of the jersey and it turned him, and they got illegal contact, gave you 5 yards and a first down, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had a third down where J-Mo streaking past Valentine. And he literally... What?
Valentine with a V.
Valentine.
I know we do it all the time too.
But you seen him holding J-Mo's arm as he's running past him, and no flag came out. And I'm sitting there going, wait a minute. They've been calling every ticky-tack penalty on every single one of our DBs out there at that point in the game, and this was during your comeback, and that one doesn't get called. I was hot because that was a third down play, and it was huge.
I was even mad, when the Lions were going down to try to kick the field goal, and I think they were on like the 30-yard line, and they got that really fucked up holding call and sent them back 10 yards. I was like, really? You're going to call this holding call at this point in this game when the guy was already down before he even got, okay, whatever. And then what was the other? And then they shorted Amon St. Brown on the first down. That was another one. He was across the line at first down.
No. When he flipped him around, his knee went down before the ball did. So he was a half.
The ball was already across the line, though, even before he hit him.
No, I watched every play 6 times. It wasn't fast.
Yeah, whatever. I think he got a first down. But anyway.
We wish, but we still got the first down anyways. You know what?
Yeah.
You know why? Because we got Dan Gambler Campbell.
Yeah, and Dan Gamble almost made you lose it with that fourth down call on the 30-yard line.
Yeah, we're gonna.
That was a bad call.
Yeah,
that was definitely a bad call.
Shocked the hell out of me. I was like, okay, you're going to give this one to us? All right, let's
go. Wait a minute, Dan. You're on your own 30-yard line. Your defense is hanging by a string, and you're going to go for it? That's dumb.
Yeah, that was a dumb one, and I admit it. I said it. Ask Ken, because I know he looked at those Packer chats after the game because he wasn't in there during the game.
That was a dumb one.
No, I didn't look at him during the game. After the game, I wasn't in any.
We were 4 of 5. We were 4 of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, when it's big games like that, I don't get in the chats now. Like JB, if somebody personally messages me like he did, then I'll answer those ones. But other than that,
I gave him a little shit at halftime. But it was, and I even put a just kidding in there because I said I know it's a long game. Did I not?
Yeah.
But I sat there and goes, boy, you're gonna look good truffle shuffling. LOL.
Yeah.
Would you say about that? He was gonna be the king of truffle shuffle or whatever the hell that. What would you say? What was that? Did you say
every day he's truffling? He's
officially the truffle shuffler. Poor Ken. That's the first. That's what I was telling him. I said, "Poor Ken."
Chicago has
to
win out. Minnesota has to hold their lead and stay 1 game ahead of the Packers, because if they fall to tie and somehow we beat the Minnesota and they lose, let's say they lose to the Bears. Ooh, I'm sorry. Because the Bears are a second half team that haven't figured out how to win. And once this coach figures it out, they will start winning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to be this week because Bosa's back. If Bosa wasn't back, I'd have picked the Bears. But Bosa's back, and he's been on the field at full practice. That means Caleb's chipping the nails and crying all game.
Yeah, that's our next game after Buffalo.
Yeah,
we gotta get some players healthy on defense. That's the only way. I'm telling you right now, Chicago plays everybody in this division hard and tough.
Yes,
and if it wasn't for the coaching that they had, they probably would have won all 3 of those games.
Oh yeah, I agree. But at the same time, we do got people that'll be coming back out healthy. They held Reeder out for just this week. They didn't put him on the IR. Mosley, I don't get it. They talk about how he's a full go all week, and when it comes to game time. I think it was to bring back Maurice Alexander for the punt returns and Mitchell Agood into the defensive end room because we were so thin. And I do think that's what it was. But you know what I'm upset about? We had 2 guys begging to return kicks. Begging. We didn't need to call up Maurice. Terrion Arnold and JMO was like, please, especially this game, let us free. We want to show how fast we are. And I'll tell you, Terrion Arnold impressed me with one tackle that you guys might not have noticed, but it was on Josh Jacobs when it looked like he was free and he stopped him for a 1-yard gain. Dead in his tracks. He hit him hard. Branch, it was just cramps is the only reason he left the game. He's fine.
Yeah. Hey, Luca, don't put that evil on me, dude.
Joe hopes they lose every game. Come on now.
Hope they lose every game.
He's gone full Dan Leonard mode.
You can call me General Patton, bro. I'm driving the tank.
Driving the tank, I love it.
Why they keep showing those Packers sniffing pouches?
What that is it's smelling salts.
Wake up.
Yeah,
they were trying to wake them up.
It helps activate your adrenaline a little early.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
The question I got is, what was LaFleur going crazy about in the sidelines in those last couple of minutes? Because he was absolutely throwing a fit.
In that play where Kraft picked Kirby Joseph, and it looked kind of intentional. You know what I'm saying? Because he ran directly into him and threw him. Probably. There was a play where Laporta was running outside to help block, and he didn't see the guy coming up behind him, and he bounced off of him, and he was going, that's the same fucking play. He wasn't running towards him. He was running away from him. That's the difference in that call. If Laporta would have been running at him, trying to block in that direction, that's a pick play. When you're running in the same direction and they bounce off your ass, that is not a pick play. McNeil, it is not a concussion. It is a head injury. They made that clear last night. I have not heard what it is, but the presser was just now. But I'm going to leave because I got to go start my gloating fest, which is Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B, where I will not be as reserved.
Well, I thank you for being reserved here.
Hey, the present company keeps you that way, so you know.
Yes, it does. If you guys were less even keeled when I got here, I was going off. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys soon.
Yeah, hey, and congrats again. You won yourself a hard-fought game.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you guys played a great game, too. Like I said, this could have went either way.
Yep.
I was not really confident in our defense with all the street people that we had out there. If it was a street vending contest, we definitely would have won the game. But you know,
well, at the end, we were trying to see if we could compete for the street vending contest too.
Right? Yeah,
our practice
everybody going out too. Yeah, in the secondary, I was like, damn, how many people are going to go out for Green Bay now? Shit,
I will.
So nobody can talk about injuries in that game.
Yeah, I will give Zane Anderson some credit. Our third string safety, for making that tackle there on third or fourth down, whatever the hell it was, where he knifed in and shut Montgomery right down. That actually impressed me.
I've finally seen Rasheed Gary doing some things.
Oh,
about damn time. Once Rasheed Gary gets going, your defense is going to start going, because that dude is a freaking force, dude.
Oh yeah,
I love Rasheed Gary because he's from the University of Michigan, but that's besides the point. But he's a good ass player, man. That guy that I like, he's the best player on. That's the only on Green Bay player I actually like on there is Rasheed Gary, because he brings the pain when he does.
Rashawn Gary, I liked him so much I named my dog after him. My dog's name is Gary.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said,
hey,
everything
thank you
is
there,
all cool and good.
Definitely appreciate it. But on that note, it's getting to be that one time. We want to thank all you guys for watching, especially thank you guys for taking your time to come and comment. And hey, you Lions, you got the victory you deserved. You played the better game. Good luck when we meet in the playoffs, hopefully. And on that, have yourselves a wonderful rest of your day, guys.